everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the RAP Tour podcast. I am your tour guide, Tim, and we got more announcements. That's why we're back. But I can't do this by myself. But there's only 3 of us today. It's a small room. Liz, good morning. Did you just wake up? How you doing?
Well, you know, we're a little later today because we don't have Ash, so I got to sleep in a little bit more. So I'm in good spirits.
Okay, good.
And it's Olympic season, so I needed to be awake anyway.
Exactly. All right, cool. And then we have Gary. Gary, how are you, sir?
So I love how it's me that gets the hot seat for Liz having to wake up early, but really it's actually Ash.
That's right.
Liz gets an extra half an hour in bed when it's me.
See?
But I'm good. We've just been busy as usual.
Yeah.
But excited to record and talk some Horror Nights.
All right, so let's do that. Let's get right into it. Well, we had some announcements. I think very bizarre again as how they came across this past week. So I'm going to try and do this in order. So I believe it was Wednesday. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We got the next Scare Zone announcement, which was Duality of Fear. And then just a little blurb. As soon as you enter Halloween Horror Nights, you must choose a path. The visceral horror of sinister or the unearthly terror of surreal. So let's just pass it on to Gary. Thoughts about this?
I honestly don't know what to think, because considering they're calling this year's icons, it's just a really weird way to announce an icon for the event. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine Jack just getting announced, 4 weeks before the event as the icon with a scare zone?
Yeah,
so I don't know. I just think they need to lead with the icon so they can build up the story, the lore, the hype, rather than just drop it in a random afternoon tweet.
Agreed.
And I'm not going to lie, everybody's saying that the art is really bad. It looks AI made, and I think they could have did a little bit more with the artwork, if I'm being totally honest. But I do like the choosing the path thing. I think that if they do that right, that could work out good. But at the minute, probably sitting low on the list for me.
We'll bring up the artwork after, because I was going to get to that as well. So, but Liz, initial thoughts about this Scare Zone?
Yeah, so this is going to be our entrance Scare Zone. So this will be your first impression of Halloween Horror Nights 33 coming in. And supposedly we have mascots, icons. We don't really quite know. And so I don't really know what to feel yet, because we haven't received any story from them. So I don't know. I'm only going off this graphic and a 1-sentence blurb from social media.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to get a grasp on the concept of, are they 2 characters? Is this 1 character that has, split? We don't know. There's still so much unknown.
Agreed. That's a good point, Liz, because do you remember, now I can't remember which zone it was, that they had the dual faces?
It was Gemini last year.
That's right. Yeah. Which was pretty cool. So I never even thought about that. What if this is a 1 person and they've just got 2 faces? All right.
Especially with that graphic, it kind of looks like the Gemini character again.
Very good thought. I'm with you guys. I feel like I'm so clueless with this one. I do like the path. We're going to choose a path. So my first question. Okay, so the path we're choosing. So are we? The one way will be down towards Minion Way, and then will the other way be like where Oddfellow was, like maybe like on that corner? Like, do you think that's how it's going to be, or is there literally going to be 2 different paths in that walkway to go? Like, I just don't know. Any thoughts? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think this is just hinting at Surreal having 1 scare zone and Sinister having another, and you have to pick which scare zone you're going to. One is much further than the other.
So maybe we're actually having 6 scare zones then this year instead of 5?
No.
Technically?
No. Well, I mean, technically if you're including the Death Eaters.
Well, no. Wait.
I feel like you may have missed an addition. So we'll probably get to it later, but Torture Fair was updated. That is Sinister's scare zone.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay, then. All right.
They added it on the
on me for
website.
not doing my homework, everybody.
I did wonder where you were going to go with this one, but I thought I'd better plan out a little
My
bit.
bad. Listen, it's been such a crazy.
You've had a busy
hectic,
week.
I was gonna say it's been such a crazy, hectic week for me. I honestly I didn't even get a chance to see when the announcements were even going down. So, so I apologize for that. Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wild. Okay. All right. Never mind. So 5 scare zones. Any other thoughts of Duality of Fear before we move on to the next announcement? I feel like there's a lot of.
It's moved back forward
unknown.
again, hasn't it? Towards the close, the more of the entrance of the park to what we were used to.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, it's going to be sort of the similar place at that split off point where the main gift store is. So I think that's why you get the split off thing. But again,
Gotcha.
to put that other zone so far away is just a bit weird.
Agreed.
Yeah, I feel like there's too much unknown for this to even really get into it until maybe we'll get a podcast episode from Universal.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I really think
so.
they should have put more effort into building up this backstory than a podcast on Major Sweets, where we already basically know pretty much everything.
Right.
The only thing Major Sweets podcast added was the backstory of the kids going to the candy factory for the tour.
Yeah.
But the actual storyline and who Major Sweets was, we knew. So maybe they should have spent a little bit more time, telling us about Sinister and Surreal and stuff, just so we have a better understanding before the event starts.
Yeah, and I hope we still get that. I just think timing-wise, it should have come out together.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next announcement. Was this later in the day or was this the next day? This was
just like a couple hours later.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Crazy.
All right, yeah. So a few hours later, we get another Scare Zone announcement, and it's Demon Queens. So get caught in an otherworldly hellscape ripped from the darkest corners of your mind, where 4 merciless queens loyal to Surreal rule. Oh. So Demon Queens is Surreal, and the what's the other the
Torture Fair.
Torture Fair is Sinister?
Correct.
Okay. All right, I see what they're doing now. I get it. All right, initial thoughts, Gary.
It looks like a pretty strong female-led year this year, so I'm up for that. Mm-hmm. A little bit of a theme. We haven't really, I was talking to Lizz yesterday about the stuff that it just seems all cobbled together. We had the 90s grunge pop merch for the pre-release, and then they jumped into HHN 2017-esque logo and tagline, and it just doesn't seem to be any sort of theme. So if you can just take the strong women lead as that, I think that's a bit of a theme. So yeah, again, it's we haven't really got much to go off. The last years were original scare zones and stuff. Over the past few years, we've had more of a description. We've had maybe a little teaser video, or something like that that's happened previous years. So we haven't really got much to go off. So it's hard to pass comment really.
Lizz, initial thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's tough to make opinions based on a graphic and one sentence. I just wish we were getting a little more. I do know that they released a couple little teaser images during that UK press event that happened last week. Mm-hmm. So there are some teasers out there if you really dig for them. So I have seen some of the costumes for these main demon queens. I think it's an interesting concept. Don't really have much to go off of yet, but I expect this one's going to be in Hollywood. So I assume we're going to have the platforms with the queens on the platforms, probably Surreal in the center as the centerpiece, and then minions on the ground scaring as they love to do in that zone. So I think that style is effective. I hope the costumes are really cool, and we'll see if Sinister or Surreal are the better scare zone.
Right. I'm with both of you guys. I was going to mention the UK, the little press junket or whatever they did over there. There was a bunch of images that we got that we hadn't seen before, which was kind of nice. And yes, one of the pictures was the costuming of these four demon queens, which was kind of cool. Again, yeah, it's so hard to go off of a one sentence and a graphic. It's like what is this going to be? And then, are we really going to call Surreal and what's the other one? Sinister? Icons? Like, is that the thing that is just, like, that's what they want, is they want this to be called Icons? I mean, I kind of like what you said, Liz, was actually mascots.
Yeah, I think we'll figure out with time. If we get a podcast with lore, then I think they can go into the icon category. If they're just representing scare zones and the theme for the year, then I'm going to call them mascots.
That's fair. It's kind of like, what's the Creep Show guy, right? Is he an icon or is he a mascot? I think he's a mascot. I don't think he's an icon.
Definitely
like Bone
mascot.
Daddy as well.
Yeah,
Bone Daddy. There's another good
people
one.
call him an icon, but really he's just an event mascot.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Okay. Anything else before we move on to the next announcement? All right. Just scrolling up. Here we go. To continue with the female, I guess, lead. I mean, there's just good call, Gary. There's a lot of female fronted zones, and then we have this house announcement, which I am super, super excited for. We all know Ash is probably going to be number one on his list if I have to take a guess, but so we got the next day, we got Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. Get caught in an epic battle versus Saskia Van Helsing and the Bride of Frankenstein go up against Dracula's daughter and her monstrous mavens. I love the artwork on this. I'm not going to lie. I think this was kind of cool. But initial thoughts, Liz.
Yeah, we did get a press release that had a little more information that just kind of listed some of the other characters we're going to see, including She-Wolf and a Nox and a Moon. So I don't want to say thrilled, but I am very optimistic for this one. I know Bride Lives is probably up there on our favorite of the Universal Monster houses, and I feel like this is going to be in a similar vein.
Nice.
It kind of feels like Legends collide, but with the ladies.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I know it's not going to be set in Egypt, but I am excited to see how this clash concludes and who will win.
Nice. I have heard rumors on when kind of this takes place. I'll get to that in a minute. But it's a rumor. I don't know this for a fact, but we'll get to it. Gary, your initial thoughts on the house?
I'm very excited for this one, like Liz. I like that they've taken the classic monsters and put another spin on it and opened up another whole other like sort of universe, if you will, of Universal Monsters. Bride Lives is probably the house that I'm the most upset that I could never get to go through. Obviously, because of the pandemic and stuff, that it's the one house that I really wish I could have went through that year. Because I love the original Monsters and I love Legends Collide. So I'm happy for this one. Bride is one of my favorite Universal Monsters, so I'm really excited for this one, and I hope it lives up to the description.
Same. I'm super excited for this too, because obviously, and I'm sorry, Gary, that you didn't get to see it, but that Bride house is probably my favorite Monsters rendition that they've done so far. Not that the others were bad. I just think this one was just top notch. So I'm kind of expecting more of the same for this one. I feel like they're always knocking out the Monsters house, no matter who's in it, what's going on. So the rumor that I've heard is this is going to take place in winter. So if that is the case, I'm sure you guys agree. We all love a winter house. We love the snow. We love that blast of AC, especially when it's hot. Still in Florida in October. We don't care. Just give us the AC. But anything in winter, I just kind of love. And I think and I'm just thinking the red blood and the splatters and whatever else, the contrast of white and red is just going to be super, super sick in that house. So. Man, this is going to be a crazy hype list when we get to this now.
Oh, it's almost time.
I know. We're getting very, 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 very close. Any other last thoughts about Eternal Bloodlines?
I don't think we mentioned that we believe, or actually at this point, we know this is going to be one of the new tent.
Okay, cool.
houses.
I was just going to say, soundstage or a tent? Tent. Okay, cool.
Yeah, one of the new ones.
I'm okay with that, because maybe it's going to make me feel even more claustrophobic. I love those tent houses for making me feel like that.
I'm just really afraid of the Horror Nights 10K we're going to be doing back there in order to see it as many times as we want.
I know.
The blessing with the new tents is, though, they look a lot higher, so I think they can go vertical a
Yeah,
lot
I do
more
agree with that.
in those tent houses than they can with the original houses.
Yes,
They look
I agree.
much larger.
They do.
Yeah.
So then a little while later in the same day, I don't want to call it an announcement, but we got another kind of information. Probably the worst that I've ever seen. So basically, the same day, there were pictures out there. Our friends over at Inside Universal posted, there is a Blumhouse zone because you can't mistake that Blumhouse logo on a huge platform in San Francisco. So we saw that, but nothing's been announced. But then HHN decides to tweet later, after they've covered it up with a sheet, no less. when the pictures have already been out there, so I don't know why.
Nothing to see here.
Right?
Nothing to see.
Why would you even bother at that point? But they posted later in the day, good things come to those who wait. Details coming soon, and it's just a picture, and it says "Enter the Blumhouse."
It's almost as bad as like Universal sending a tweet saying Horror Nights is happening this year.
This just reminds me of the what was the zone that Luke was in all the time, the shorts,
The Crypt TV.
Crypt TV, when we all saw the logos and everything, and it still wasn't announced yet. So that's what it just reminded me of again. I'm like, I just don't understand how you drop the ball that badly. Like, if you know that's a logo showing and you haven't announced it, why would you cover it before the park opens and anybody sees it?
The teams were definitely not communicating on that one.
So I was watching Jackie's vlog, super enthused, and she went to the bot, she Alcatraz, and they were like, it's definitely not Blumhouse. The BH stands for Bruce's house. I was like, that is absolutely amazing.
Bruce's house, that'd be awesome.
It's going to be a Jaws zone.
That would be amazing. Okay. I think that's it for announcements, like zone house-wise. So we've got all the houses. We basically have all the zones. They just haven't officially announced Blumhouse as the last zone yet, but obviously, details to come. But, that was also tweeted out 2 days ago, and still we haven't seen an announcement of any kind for that zone. But there are other things that have been put out there. So, Gary, I'm actually going to pass this to you. So we definitely had some food announcements.
Yeah, so a few people have tweeted out that there was a couple of things added to the Scream Early section of the Horror Nights website. They tweeted out posted a picture of a poison apple. This majorly sweet dessert is worth killing for, so I'm assuming it's around a major sweets theme. And it's just like a mousse type of like soft dessert. And then this one doesn't sound good to me. It is a heartbeat tostada. I can understand because it's vegan and gluten free, but it's ground beets. So I think I would, and it's vegan goat cheese as well. So I think I'll
sign up.
I was going to say that sounds like right up Lizz's street. That, but to me, I'll take a pass. I'll take a pass on that one.
Liz will test
I'll take that one for the team.
All of us, so.
So if you know we've posted that on our Twitter and Instagram, it was Liz that tried it, not us.
Nice.
But I think the biggest announcement we got of
stop.
the year so far is
Jesus, here we go.
The Chucky Popcorn Bucket is coming back.
Thank God.
But it's not the same as last year.
Oh.
What?
It has new phrases.
Oh,
and he's got a few scars on his face. So
amazing.
He's been through some times.
I swear to God, Chucky is always going to be at the event whenever Chucky is not at the event. He's always going to be there.
They must have got the rights for like an 8-year contract or something. Horror Night 62, Chucky icon.
The Chucky bucket. My God.
They did sell really good last year. To be fair, whether you're a Chucky fan or not, they did fly off the shelves. So I can see why they've brought it back. But
Crazy.
Little bit lazy not to do something around this year.
Yeah.
Especially when we've got the Munsters coming back. We did have the Frankie Popcorn Bucket. You know, imagine if we got a Bride Bucket to go with it.
See, now that would just make more sense.
Sign
right?
me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would have been cool to see. So
Exactly. Was there anything else released that I might have missed since I had a crazy week?
not that I can think of.
I feel like that's it, right? That's where we're at. So
Yeah,
basically,
because-
Oh, go ahead, Liz. Sorry.
They updated the website Thursday once they announced the final house. They did like a full website update where they included all the houses and the scare
Right.
zones because they hadn't really done that yet. And that's where we got the Sinister blurb, is when they added Torture Fair to the website, they included
Gotcha.
Sinister in that.
Okay. Cool.
So I did reach out to Universal the other day once Monsters was announced to try and find out what was going to be on our Unmasking tour. They didn't have that information available. They told me to reach out with the VIP team, which I couldn't find an email for. They're like, "Yeah, reach out with the VIP team, but we're not going to tell you how." So I couldn't find out how. But I remember Jason, who books it for us, he got a mail last year, saying what houses were on. So hopefully we find out soon. I did want to ask you guys, though, what do you think it'll be on? So I know obviously the 6-house tour, but what IP do you think they're going to keep for the 3-house?
I'm gonna say Universal Monsters is going to be on the 3-house and not the 6-house.
Really? Mm-hmm. So the last 2 years it has been on the 6-house.
Correct. I'm just going to say, because to me, I feel like that's, and we can argue IP original there, but to me, I feel like that's the biggest IP out of Insidious and Ghostbusters and Quiet Place.
So I think Insidious...
I feel like one of those IPs is not getting on any of the tours. I don't know which one.
I would say Ghostbusters, to me, would be the one that they wouldn't.
Ooh. And I'm
because they always have one house, didn't they?
I'm almost thinking A Quiet Place.
Yeah, I was thinking Quiet Place.
Yeah.
So
I could say that.
We don't know. We're obviously these are just guesses
Wild guesses.
we have. Yeah, wild guesses. But there's always one house because there's a 6-house tour and a 3-house tour. So one house always gets nothing. No love. You're not allowed to walk through it. So
what was it last year that they didn't have on?
Racking my brain.
We got to go through The Last of Us. We did that.
And we got to go through Stranger Things.
We did Stranger Things and we did Monsters.
So what was the other IP?
Oh, was it Halloween?
No, that was the previous year.
Halloween was on the 3-house tour that year.
Did you go through Exorcist?
Yeah, we went through Exorcist. Did we? Yeah, we did, yeah.
I have to pull up the house list from last year.
Now I don't remember.
Please hold. Talks amongst yourself.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
Just because I know they always keep one big IP.
Yeah, exactly.
To make people people like Ash to want to buy the 3-house tour. But now it's starting.
Well, let me tell you, and if it is Universal Monsters on that 3-house tour, you can I'll lay the house out that Ash is going to do it because he wants to see that house.
Oh yeah, because he'd be
Chucky?
there with me.
Did you go through Chucky?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes, we went through Chucky.
That was the best run I had through it, and with nothing in.
All right, so I know Last of Us, Oddfellow, and
we didn't get to go through Oddfellow.
That was on the 3-house though.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was a 3-house one.
So you have Blood Moon, Dueling Dragons.
That was a 6-house.
We went through that. We went through Dragons.
Yep.
Yeti.
We went through Yeti.
That was a 6-house.
Then what house did you not go through?
Okay, so it was Yeti.
So it was Yeti, Dragons,
and Blood Moon.
Blood Moon.
And then we had Stranger Things,
Monsters, Last of Us.
Correct. So that was the 6-house tour. So
the 3-house did Last of Us, Oddfellow, and Darkest Steel.
Maybe we didn't go through Last of Us.
I don't think you did.
Did we not?
No, I don't think we did. Okay, so what's left? What houses are we missing?
That's Monsters.
We definitely went through Monsters. I definitely remember going through
Then
Monsters'
I
house.
don't know. I'm done.
Because we got locked outside for like half an hour in the bacon sun. You remember that?
Stranger Things?
She didn't have the
Did
key.
you go through Stranger Things?
Yeah, we definitely went through Stranger Things.
Oh my gosh.
Because that one we just weren't allowed to take a lot of pictures in it.
Then yeah, I'm lost.
All right, I give up.
I give up.
Leave
We've
comments
mentioned every
down
house.
below if you know which house was left out of the tours last year.
Because
obviously
apparently
cannot
we don't
remember.
know.
We're clueless.
Did you hear that story, Liz, about when we got locked outside of Monsters on the tour?
No.
So the tour guide, she was awesome, by the way. Apparently they're meant to keep the doors unlocked for the houses during the day because of the tours. So we woke up to Munsters, blazing down sun. I'm sure it was like midday just before lunch, so the sun was at its highest. We get up to the front of the Munsters and the door is locked.
Yeah.
And she's like, and we were like, what's wrong? She was like, I have to go through the house alone backwards. So she had to walk from the exit all the way through
to
the
come
actual
out and
house
open the door
by herself. And she was gone for like a good 15 minutes, but then some guy actually went into the house. And we were like, and then we were going to say like, can you leave the door open? But we didn't think he would let just like a random group of people in the house. So then another 5-10 minutes goes by and she comes out of the house and we're like, did you not see the guy that went in? She's like, no.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh, the guy's just got in. Yeah, I just remember like we were all lined up against the fence because it was just the only bit of shade in the whole street.
Nice.
Memories.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I think that's all we got then for today, unless you guys got anything else. Oh,
Nah, a bit of a... Yep.
You want me to show stickers? I have the stickers.
Oh, yeah, for the YouTube
All
people.
right,
Let's have a look.
Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, this was just a bit of a short episode, guys, just so we could keep the content coming out and talk about those announcements, because Universal really haven't helped us with a solid announcement lineup. So we haven't been able to plan these episodes as much as we like. However, Liz, you do have our August locked in for our episodes, and we do have, I think, is it 4 fun episodes now, or 3 fun episodes?
At least 3,
Yeah,
I think, right?
I think we've got 4 planned.
Oh, we do have 4.
So
4.
Okay, sick.
Yeah. So we have 4 episodes
leading
planned.
us right up to opening weekend.
All right.
Yeah.
So here
I will say
is-
before. Oh, never mind.
No. Nobody
Okay,
saw
we
that.
did get one more thing, which was the Goblins Feast podcast.
Oh, I forgot about that.
yes.
Yes.
I haven't listened to that
I
yet.
haven't listened to it either.
I have.
Is this story and not
It is story.
spoiler
It
related?
is safe. No
Okay, good.
spoilers. It's
Okay,
just
good.
setting the
Good.
scene
Good.
for the house.
Okay, cool.
So
will
yes,
have
this
to
one's
listen.
safe if anyone wants to listen. Cute little story. Kind of reminded me. It was a little similar to the Major Sweets story. I kind of wish it had gone in a different direction, but
Yeah.
it's setting the scene
Okay.
for the house for sure.
Nice. Awesome. Sticker 1.
Yes.
Sick.
For everyone listening,
Yeah, sorry.
that's our new logo for the season.
And then sticker 2.
That one looks so good.
The 90s grungy
Correct.
logo.
We figured we'd, be on brand for this year. So I'm still working on buttons. I apologize, but I'm having some stupid issues on the website that I normally use. So
There's still time.
hopefully, I know I'm hoping to get that all settled this week.
So I just thought I would mention as well, if you're a new listener and this is the first season that you've listened to us, we give out buttons and stickers in the park every night at Halloween Horror Nights. All you've got to do is either come up and say hello, but if you want one of our rare buttons, which we have a limited supply of compared to the regular button, we tweet out a password every single night.
Yep.
We might put it on Instagram this year because not a lot of people always using Twitter or X. So we'll post it on Instagram and Twitter, and we do a fun little password. So you've got to come up with us and tell us the password, and you can get a chase button. Just a fun little thing to do for us.
But seriously, just come up and say hi.
Yep.
We always want to say hi to you guys. So
It is crazy as well how many people, like, I was in line once and somebody recognized me just from my voice because it was before we did like YouTube.
That's amazing.
And I was totally blown away by that. It's absolutely crazy.
Oh, I mean, I could think of, there's numerous instances that I've had over the last couple of years, and I'm never going to get used to people just yelling RIP tour at us while we're like walking in line. It's like, hey, what's up? Just wild,
and it
wild.
might be even more this year because now we've had the YouTube, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
people have seen our
I know.
faces.
I know, crazy. Now you know what we all look like. Anyway, but yes, definitely come up and say hi. We definitely want to say hi to you guys and talk to you about horror and Halloween Horror Nights and experiences and stuff like that. So, all right, let's get out of here. Well, this is a toss up, on who's going to do this. But Liz, I think I have to pick you this time because Gary did it last time. So,
That's fair.
where can people find us?
They can find us at RIP Tour Podcast on Twitter, YouTube. If you're watching right now, please like, subscribe, leave us a comment about what you thought about the show. We have Instagram, TikTok, We have a Discord where we're starting to chat about the season, get excited for it. And of course, our merch you can find on Spreadshirt.
Woo! Fantastic job, Liz. 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
10-10.
10-10. And then, Gary, anything else before we dip out and call it cops?
No. Not this week. No cops this week.
All right, cool. That's good. All right, guys. We'll definitely be talking to you soon. Hype episode coming. I think we're going to have a tips. Oh, my God. Tips and tricks episode for you because we haven't done that one in a while.
Yeah,
we've
whole event guide we'll be
we've
doing.
had some people asking about that, so we're going to hook you up with that too. And then a couple other, episodes as well coming on the way. So, but until then, see you in the fog. Bye, guys.
Bye.